Hi everybody, welcome back to the Retro Ghetto, and today we're going to be doing an updated look at my games room.
Well, you know about Retro Ghetto, collecting and playing retro. Street Fighter on the Nintendo. I'm a veteran at this, not a pro. Lock into the Retro Ghetto. Come and have a look around in the ghetto. We got Sonic and Staples Settle. Lock into the Retro Ghetto.
The Retro Ghetto, bro, your room is amazing. I really like that intro too. That's an amazing intro, bro. Congrats, and hopefully one day I'll get some of the cool stuff that you have as well in my game room because it's legit.
Okay, so it's been a crazy week here at the Retro Ghetto HQ. My house. I mean, I thought that sounded cooler, but it's just my house. It's not a HQ. But it's been a crazy week here at my house. I'm having a kitchen fitted, carpets being laid, flooring. A lot, right? But you don't want to hear about all that boring stuff. So apologies for, disruption to the schedule. Normally I like to get a mainline episode out on a Wednesday, but things have just been a bit crazy this week. So if it looked like I haven't slept, it's because I haven't. But I didn't want to let you good people down. I wanted to get some content out for you. So I thought it was about time we looked at my games room again. There's a couple of reasons why I wanted to do this. Firstly, I've been in this room longer than I intended to be. I thought this was going to be a very temporary room whilst I'm building my perfect games room, of which episode 3 is coming, guys. Don't worry. There has been some developments, and as soon as I've got enough material and enough developments have happened, I will be putting episode 3 out. But for now, I thought it was about time that we revisited Retro Ghetto 2.5 because, as I say, I've been in here longer than I expected. I've added a lot of things, a lot of games, and yeah, it's just come on a lot. Also, we've had a lot more subscribers and viewers recently joined the channel, so big shout out to everybody that's recently joined the Retro Ghetto. So yeah, they might not have seen the room before, so I thought it was a good time to take a look. Okay, so just before we jump into the game room tour, just wanted to make you guys aware that this is predominantly my games and some of the smaller pieces that can fit in here. I've got kiosks, arcade machines, life-size figures, standees, toys, figures, all sorts of stuff, which sadly I can't fit in this smaller space, and they're in various different storage areas around mine and my family members' houses. But we will get it all together in one room at one point. But I'm still quite happy with the room that I've got. I'm not moaning. First world problems, right? So yeah, sit back and I hope you enjoyed the tour. Okay guys, so here we are, and I wanted to start at the games wall, or the games corner, or more realistically, the games half of the room. This is where there's been the most changes, so I'll talk you guys through this section. I'll start off over here. This whole shelving area is new. I've put my Pop Culture Shock Ryu bust up there next to my Big Boys Toys Ryu. And then in this corner we go down to a library that I've been growing quite a lot recently, as you'll have seen if you watch my Games to Invest in videos, and that's my PlayStation 3 collection. So I'll try and pan across, not too slowly, don't want to bore you guys to death, but equally hopefully you get a chance to see what titles I've currently got in my collection. And then down from there we've got my Wii collection, which I've been adding to a lot recently. I've discovered a lot of good titles on the Wii recently. I've said a few times now it was a library that I was a little bit naive of. I dismissed it as being a bit of a gimmicky system, but there are a lot of good titles in there if you can take the time to invest in the Wii library. So there is a lot of shelf filler, but there are also some very good titles in there as well. And then we go across and we've got some more of my PlayStation 3 collection. This tends to be where I've got my games that have sleeves, etc. And then there's just a little bit of overflow here. Games that just don't fit on their relevant shelves right now. As I've said guys, this is a temporary games room. Whilst it has been my games room for longer than I expected, it is still temporary. So I haven't put everything into it. And then down here, we've just got my more modern controllers, my TV systems. And this is where I keep the chocolate treats and things like that. So then if we come across from this corner, you'll see my newest addition. That's my gaming heads, Kratos on the throne. This statue is absolutely huge. To give you some sort of idea, there's my hand, And I got big hands. So yeah, there's Kratos on the throne. Another new addition is my collector's edition Walking Dead special. It was a GameStop only that comes with the graphic novel. Very happy to have that in the collection. And another new piece is my Dark Knight Rises collector's edition DVD set. And you can just see there in the corner the speaker, but we'll get to that shortly. Okay, so panning across on the first of the larger shelving areas, I guess. These are what you see in the backdrop of my videos. At the top, I've got all my big boys toys, Street Fighter figures. These all light up and make noises. Yes, that is a window behind there, which I've covered, just to make enough space in what is quite a small room. So the first row here is my PlayStation 1. Then we've got part of my Wii U library. As you guys know, I'm going for a full set. I think I've just got over 100 games now. And this is one of the first Wii U shelves. And then we go down to Super Nintendo. I've actually got 3 complete rows of Super Nintendo. So what I'll try and do is show you a couple at a time, because I don't want this video to be too long. It's only an update tour, as I say. And you'll notice that some of these are upside down, back to front. I know that a lot of collectors will be pulling their hair out watching this, but guys, I haven't got it in me to alphabetize these or anything like that, based on the fact that, as I say, this is a temporary room. I hope it not to be in here too much longer. And down to the third row on this shelf. And then we go down to what is my first Mega Drive row. I've put these in sort of colour order. The sort of EA franchises, a few random Black Spine games there, and then I've got a few of my Blue Spine Mega Drive collection. And then going down, we've got my very humble PlayStation 4 collection, which I haven't really started collecting for PlayStation 4 yet. I've got a few of my favourites, a few collector's editions, special editions, sleeve covers, that kind of thing. Nothing too fancy in there at all. And then on the bottom, what you won't see on the videos because it's way too low, here's my Nintendo Switch collection. I love collecting for the Switch. I haven't added to it for some time. I've been focusing on other systems, but the Nintendo Switch is something I really enjoy collecting for. Love this system. And I've got some really nice games in here. In the comments, guys, if you see anything that you really enjoy, equally if you see any games that you think are missing, any glaring omissions from my collection, let me know. My very humble Dreamcast collection. And then just a bit of PlayStation 1 overflow. I hate stacking games like this, but at the moment I just don't have the room to do it in any other way. And then we make our way across to the middle section. So this is what's directly behind me on my videos. At the very top we've got my big box Super Metroid. Then we go down to my Game Boy collection, which comprises of Tetris, the Mario trilogy, the Pokemon trilogy, and just 1 or 2 randomers. Humble GameCube collection. For the GameCube, really, it was a few titles that I wanted. Metroid Prime, Ikaruga was one that I really wanted in the collection, as was Paper Mario, so happy to have those. Then we go down to my relatively recently completed Konami Silverbox SNES set. That's a mouthful, but really happy to have this set. That's why it's pride of place directly above my head on my videos. And then we've just got a couple more Super Nintendo rows. Here's your sort of main franchises, your Zeldas, your Marios, Mega Mans, Donkey Kongs, etc. And then this next one is probably the heavy hitters. There's quite a lot of financial value on this small shelf. So these are some of the more prized games in my collection. I'm very happy to have those games there. Bit more Mega Drive, and then my small Xbox One collection. And then one of the bigger changes in the room, I've added a record player, so I'll be able to fit this in. I picked this up for £15 at a charity shop. So this is in. It slightly overhangs, but it fits fine, and I can access that absolutely fine, so I can get my records in and out, no problem. And that's why you saw the speaker over there, and I managed to put one on the other side as well, equidistant, so it gets a nice sound in this small room. And then across to what is the final large shelf. At the top I've got my 1994 I believe store display PlayStation light. That looks really nice at night time, lit up. I often use that as my lamp in here when I'm gaming in the evenings. Some overflow big box stuff, my Mario cereal, Super Game Boy, that kind of thing. This one you can't really see. This is a God of War 3 that was sent out to reviewers and influencers and that kind of thing. So it's like a promotional copy of God of War 3, so that's a nice piece to have in the collection. An old school Mario there, and then the big box Wii U stuff. And then we make our way down to the other side of my Wii U collection. So I've been adding some nice titles recently. And as I say, we're just over 100 Wii U games, I believe. So we're getting there slowly but surely, guys. And then again, to save time, I'll try and do 2 Super Nintendo shelves at once. Some quite obscure titles in there. Things like Soccer Kid aren't necessarily expensive, but they're just uncommon, games that you don't see very often. They're the games that I try to pick up for the Super Nintendo as and when I see them. And then there's the last of the Super Nintendo collection here, including this, which is just a boxed Super Nintendo controller. The rest are all games. And then we make our way to the final row of Mega Drive. Another one of my favourite systems to collect for. Then at the very bottom, next to the record player, just some random stuff really that's quite tall, won't fit on any of the shelves. So my newly added Batman Visual History. I've got my Street Fighter arcade stick, and then a few books, strategy guides, books, that kind of thing. And then my humble but continually growing record collection. Really enjoying collecting records at the moment, so that's where they're housed currently. And then we make our way to the final gaming shelf. Again, got some overflow on the top. This one here that you can't see is the Godfather. That's the one that comes in like almost like a coffin. That's a nice collector's edition for the PlayStation 2. Then just some big boxed random PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And as I say, we've got the other speaker, equidistant to the other one. And on top of that, we've got a new addition as well. That's the Sub-Zero mask from the Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Edition game. My favourite action figure, 18-inch NECA Kratos there. And I've recently put my Street Fighter 4 standee up there. Again, guys, not perfect, but it's a combination of things I want in the room and things that I'm struggling to store elsewhere. I've got a lot of stuff in storage, family members' houses, in the garage, all over the place. So this is a bit of a collection stroke overflow room. And then we've got my Xbox 360 collection. And below that, PlayStation 2. For the most part, I'm pretty happy with my PlayStation 2 collection. You know, obviously, like everybody, I'm continually learning from watching people on YouTube and seeing reviews. There are games that I see every now and again that I want to add, but I'm relatively happy with what I've got on the PlayStation 2. Now, the shelf below this is an overflow stroke where I put things that I haven't shown on pickups yet. So very quick peek, that's all you're getting. That's already starting to stack up for the next pickups video. But just to take a step back and show you guys again, half of the room, if not more than half the room, is taken up with my gaming library, I suppose you'd call it. And then I will show you now the other side of the room. There's been too many changes over here. This is my Retro Ghetto logo that I had made by the guys over at F3 Woodcraft on the door, which I'm very happy with. And there's also a little one made by Gavlar, who you can get at on eBay, who's fantastic with his 3D printing. So as you walk in, You see that logo there. Ignore that, that's my huge chair that I've been moving around to film this video. And this is my 50-inch Sony that I do all my modern gaming on. Soundbar, Xbox One X. It's difficult to see, it does look quite dark. Let me see if I can just move a light for you guys. If that's any better. Yeah, these are all just shelves full of peripherals and rubbish. But in here, I've usually got my PlayStation 3 that's downstairs at the moment. Wii U, PlayStation 4, Switch. Yeah, modern stuff. And then one of my prized possessions, my 1990 original Nintendo sign that sits above the TV. And then we make our way over to what I call Retro Corner. But before we get to that, got my Grand Theft Auto San Andreas standees. Again, you can't really see properly, but I like them so much I just didn't want to risk storing them in the garage or anywhere they could get damp, so they've just been put there for now. I've got my Bang & Olufsen MX4000 TV here that I play my retro games on. And I've tried to set it up so that I can play both, or I can watch football on this one whilst I'm playing sort of retro on this one. I've got Rob on there. They sitting on top of my custom Super Nintendo controller table. My Capcom Home Arcade is down there. And then these are the consoles I've got hooked up to that. I need to work on my cable management, but I've got my GameCube, PlayStation 2, Mega Drive, Dreamcast, and Super Nintendo at the moment. They're just the systems that I've got set up in this room. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Like I say, I just wanted to give you an update. There's been a few changes. And yeah, just give you a bit of more of a sneak peek into the retro Ghetto. Okay, so if you stuck around thus far, I hope you enjoyed the tour of what I've dubbed the Retro Ghetto 2.5. As I said, episode 3 of Building the Perfect Man Cave is coming. Just give me a little bit more time, guys. I don't want to rush it and put an episode out that I don't think is worthy. When there's enough changes to show you, episode 3 will be here. Don't worry about that. But yeah, thanks again for sticking around. And again, apologies for any disruption to the channel this week, but I've got really exciting developments over the next couple of weeks. I'm working on a big collaboration which shall be coming either next week or the week after. So yeah, there's a lot of things exciting to look forward to here at the Retro Ghetto. So if you're not already, please subscribe, play your games, keep it retro. I'll see you all in the next one.
Retro Ghetto.